in the chat real quick. I'm sure you've heard this argument from Candace people. Cantifa people have said, well, if so-and-so is right, then why don't they sue? They said it's about Erica Kurt. They said it's about Turning Point. Just give me a green heart green hearts in the chat if you've heard that argument. Well, why is a Turning Point just sue her if she's wrong? Have you heard that? If I'm understanding correctly, let me know if I'm understanding what they're saying correctly. If somebody is accusing you of something that's false, then the way to know that what they said is false is to sue them. Is that fair? Is that fair what Candace's people are saying? So this is my question then. If somebody is saying something like, so for example, let's use Brian Harpole. Candace Owens said things about Brian Harpole that weren't true. They were demonstrably not true. And Brian Harpole sued her because she was saying things that were not true and it could be proven true and proven false. And she knew they were false, right? Then why is Candace not suing Laura Loomer? Laura Loomer has been going at Candace's neck for the last 2 weeks, from George Farmer and the quote unquote DUI, buying another house, keeping it in a trust, all of these things. Why has Candace Owens not sued Laura Loomer? If Laura Loomer is saying things that are not true, why is that? And I think we all know it starts with a D, ends with a Y, and rhymes with overy. That's right. I don't think Laura Loomer's lying. Now, y'all can say what you want to say about Laura Loomer as a person. I think she's a trip. I think Laura Loomer is the joy that we all need. She's a superhero that we did not deserve. Okay. I like Laura Loomer, but let me just get to my point. I think Laura Loomer is telling the truth. And if she wasn't, then Candace would be suing her. And she didn't. Now, Jason, hold on, Jason. Wait, Jason. You doing too much, Jason. You don't know. Actually, we do. We have a historical example. Does anybody know the historical example of when Candace threatened to sue somebody and didn't? There actually is a very good example that was very similar to this. Does anybody know there has been a case where Candace Owens was somebody did the exact same thing and Candace Owens did not sue him? All right, we'll go back in time. 2021.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so you know what we're about to do. We're going to talk about Candace and lawsuits and Cardi B. Now, you might have forgot about this. Maybe you didn't even pay attention to it. Back in 2021, Candace had a little dust up with one Cardi B on Twitter and Instagram. And she ended up threatening to sue Cardi B. Because why? Because Cardi B shared a post saying something egregious about Candace Owens that I don't think is true. But nonetheless, Cardi B shared it and put it out there as if it were true. Candace got in her feelings. She was very offended by it, which is rightly so. And what did she threaten to do? She threatened to sue, which seems so comical and ironic in light of the world that we're currently living in. So I'm going to just bring this in. It's going to be super short. It's not very long. And I just want to give you a chance to see it if you had not seen it. Let's bring it in. Let's go. Candace, take us away.
I am deeply protective over my family. She's going to get sued for that. Plain and simple. I don't play games with that kind of stuff.
The battle is on between conservative pundit Candace Owens and Cardi B.
When I say something like she's toxic to culture, the reason she gets so worked up and she starts spiraling is because she knows it's real.
It all started on Monday when Candace appeared on Fox News and criticized Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion's performance of their hit single WAP at Sunday's Grammy Awards.
You see that fundamentally we are seeing the destruction of American values, American principles, and it's terrifying. I think parents should be terrified that this is the direction that our society is heading towards. And again, we are weakening America. That's really what we should be talking about. This is a weakening of American society. We are setting the stage, and it feels like we are looking at corrosion, like we are about to see the end of an empire.
Well, Cardi shared that clip on Twitter, writing, "Yay, we made Fox News, guys. Wop, wop, wop." She added, quote, "Matter of fact, I'm just going to thank Candy Owens. She put my performance on Fox News, giving it more views that boosted the views on YouTube and is counting towards my streams and sales."
Oh, snappity snap, snap.
But things quickly went downhill after Cardi shared an alleged tweet from Owens claiming the political commentator's husband had cheated on her with Owens' brother. The author initially laughed off the tweet, writing, quote, "I am literally laughing out loud. Cardi, my dear, that is clearly a Photoshop tweet. Only one of us has a husband that sleeps around." But later added that she is 100% suing Cardi, adding, "You can't just start throwing out wild lies against private members of my family because you're upset someone called you out on your degenerate performance."
She shares this photoshopped tweet and that says that my husband had an affair with my brother. Completely wild, completely inappropriate. And she knows she's lying, obviously, when she says this, but she doubles down and she says it's not photoshopped. I saw the tweet go out on a day that you were trending. So she's lying. So unfortunately for Cardi, and the problem with having success is that just because you're successful doesn't mean you're smart. Like, she's gonna get sued.
Owens later took to Instagram to address the whole thing in a 13-minute long video.
I am deeply protective over my family, especially my brother, who is a completely private citizen. And
Are you seeing the irony? Down in the comments, just write in some of the ironic things that you notice about this whole video. I was floored. I counted at least 5, maybe 6. I got a possible, but at least 5 things that are super ironic about this story. And let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's go.
It has nothing to do with Cardi B and her twerking and whopping, and for her to pretend that she knew that this Photoshop tweet was real and was authentic. She's going to get sued for that. Plain and simple. I don't play games with that kind of stuff. She's going to get sued for that. She's going to get sued for that.
So Candace threatened to sue Cardi B. Why did she never sue her?
She's going to get sued for that.
I think it's because of discovery. I think it would have very well have been, it would have really brought up something that Candace did not want to be brought up. And they hadn't been married that long at that point. So I think it's interesting. Candace Owens has a track record when somebody is doing her wrong, but they're right, she doesn't sue them. Cardi B is a great example. Keep looking it up. Y'all can dig into it. She threatened her on X that she was going to sue her and never did. And I think we know why. So now jumping back to Laura Loomer, which was the conversation I started with, why has she not sued Laura Loomer?
She's going to get sued for that.
I think we know why. Yep, that discovery going to be a beast. That discovery will be a mess. And by the way, you can't just go on fishing expeditions with discovery. So you got to be very specific. So what would Candace have tried to have done to deny that her husband fell into the alphabet mafia? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Cardi B would have been able to use that information in her discovery to really run roughshod over her. Maybe that's why she didn't want to do it. So back to my question, why do you think she ain't sued anybody? I think we know why. Oh no, this has been said on this internet streets for some time. But Candace had an opportunity because George isn't like he wasn't like a famous person. He's not out there in these streets. So I think he could have easily said, like, this is defamation per se, slandering me, all that kind of stuff that Brian Harpo, same thing. But she didn't do it. I wonder why. I don't wonder why. I know why. I feel like discovery would have been a mess for her. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.